good morning everyone. Happy Tuesday and welcome to day 7 of our 30-day series. Wow, we're already at the end of our first week. Congratulations. I know it can be kind of hard at the beginning, but know that that's okay. That's part of the process and that you are working through this. And that's beautiful, so you should be really proud of yourself. So today, not only are we on day 7, but it is also a new moon in Virgo. If you don't really know what that means, that's okay. I'm going to try and explain it the best that I can. So when we're talking about the moon, we all know the moon goes through different phases. The new moon is a representation of when we actually can't see the moon because there's a shadow reflecting over it. And in like more spiritual or let's say self-work terms, and the energies that she emits during a new moon is more of an internal vibe. It's like because we can't see her, she's like turned herself internally, like it's going into the darkness. And when it comes to us and how we see ourselves and how we work on ourselves and all of that, the new moon is a great time to kind of turn internally and to look at ourselves and to look at how we are doing and what is going on, and if there's anything that we would like to work on. If we want to, the new moons are great to like, if we want to create intentions for this next 4 weeks of what we'd like to create for ourselves, what we'd like to work on, etc. So the new moon, especially in Virgo now, Virgo is an earth sign, and it's also a sign that is very grounded and likes things done a certain way. So at the moment, I was reading about it a little bit earlier this morning, how this particular new moon is a really powerful new moon for manifestation, because we're going through a really, really big change and transformation, not just like in our own personal lives, but on a global scale. And this new moon is a really great new moon for putting out there the things that we want to manifest into our lives by working on the foundation and grounding them into our reality. Because we have a tendency, or I don't know, I sometimes have a tendency of like I want to manifest something, and so I put it out there, I speak about it and all of that, but then I have a hard time building the foundation and actually grounding it and taking the action steps to make it happen. So this Virgo new moon, since it's a new moon that is all about, since the Virgo sign is all about planning, and it's really all about structure and calendars and lists and designs and all that, Virgo is really good with that kind of structure. It's a really, really great time to put into words what you actually want to create for yourself and take the action steps to make it happen. So that's a very short and like simple description of what today is about and the energies that you may have been feeling the past several days. And what I specifically want to work on our meditation today is the fears that might come up when we're trying to create something for ourselves. Because it's very easy to have the dream, it's very easy to put the dream out there, but then what comes up after, right before we start to take action, are generally certain fears that will block us from actually taking action. And we just keep telling ourselves, oh, believing in the universe is enough. When no, we have to take action into our dreams, and we have to take the steps necessary to make it happen. So in my personal experience, I'll give you an example of something that happened. I actually did the opposite, where I took action into steps where I actually didn't feel comfortable taking, but I did it anyway because I felt pressured, and I thought that at the time it was the right thing to do for me. It turns out it wasn't, but I can't go back now. I have to keep going. And it's really, it brings up a lot of insecurities and doubts, because you start to doubt yourself, because you start to doubt like the choices that you make for yourself. And even though they were made with a good intention at the time, over like the more I learned about my decision and why I had made it, I realized that I had made it actually really because I was just being pressured into doing it, and not because I actually wanted to. And that can also bring up a lot of fears. That can also bring up a lot of doubts in yourself and insecurities. And when we're trying to manifest what we want to create for ourselves, when we're trying to create our dream, it is so important to stand in what you believe in. It is so important to keep going and stand in what you believe in. And in your dreams, like if once you set your goal, stick with it and don't let anything change your mind about your goal. The way you might get to the goal might change, it might vary, and that's okay. But your goal sticks. And that is what is so important when we're trying to manifest, is to be really, really clear as to what you want and stick with your goal. And don't let anybody waver you, whether, it's external pressure, internal pressure, whatever it is, certain fears that might come up because you might not think you're good enough, or you might not think you're worthy, or why would people want this from me, or whatever it is. We're gonna process and observe these fears. So I really encourage you to grab your journal, because this meditation is really gonna need some afterward processing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna sit, we're gonna breathe, and we're gonna sit in the observer seat. And we're gonna ask ourselves, what is holding us back from our fullest potential? What is holding us back, or what is holding me back from my fullest potential? What is holding me back from my fullest potential? And let whatever fears, insecurities come up, and it's gonna be probably a little bit overwhelming if you have a lot, and that's okay. Usually I don't encourage to journal during the meditation and keep everything alive and journal at the end. However, during this meditation, I think it could be super helpful for anybody who needs to get all of those fears out of their system right away, to write them down on paper. So at any point you have a fear that comes up and you start to feel overwhelming, get it out of your system and write it down. Put it on paper, separate yourself from the fear. And at the end of the meditation, then take the time to process through it. And you might have had written down several fears that have come up, and then you have the time to process through all of them at the end. So this is really an exception to journaling during the meditation, just because usually during a meditation I really encourage to stay focused and centered and to not come out of it. But when we're working with things that can feel overwhelming and can really trigger us even more, it's really important to catch them at the beginning and right when we're starting to feel it. So we're gonna take it slow. Just make sure that you have your journal with you. Or something it doesn't have to be a journal, it can be whatever you want, you can pause the video and take your phone, or you can, write on a piece of paper. Just have something to externalize your fears from your body. And then at the end of the meditation, I will introduce you to my fear burning practice. And you can do that at the end of the meditation, where you'll be able to actually process fully all the fears that you have gone through. Okay, so let's get ready for our meditation. Coming to sit down, you can grab your pillow, your chair, whatever you need to come to sit down here. We're going to gently close our eyes, or find a drishti, a gaze point on the floor in front of you. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together. Taking 1 deep inhale, filling your entire lungs with air. And exhale, let it go. Let's do that one more time. Deep inhale. And exhale, release. And one last time, deep inhale. And exhale, fully let everything go. Taking some time here to just feel yourself land. Feel yourself ground. Your energy starts to slow down. You relax your jaw. Your shoulders drop. Your arms start to get heavier and heavier. You feel yourself firmly planted into the earth. And when you're ready, we're gently going to step into the observer's seat. And just observing our mind and asking ourselves, how have I been holding myself back? How have I been holding myself back? And again, if anything overwhelming comes up, journal, get it out of your body and onto paper. Write it down. And let this time be a time for you to become aware of what is holding you back from manifesting your dreams and your desires. And at the end of the 10 minutes, I will let you know when time is up, and we'll slowly come out of the meditation together. Taking a deep inhale, filling your entire lungs with air. Exhale, let it go. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a nice big stretch. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Look at everything around you. Wow. So, whatever came up for you during the meditation, I really encourage you to write it down. Spend at least another 10 minutes journaling about everything that has happened, all the fears, ideas, things that have come up. Just put it down on paper, process through it. It's important that we spend this time to work through our fears and everything that's holding us back, because if we don't know what's holding us back, how can we ever move forward? So I said I was going to share a practice of like burning through our fears. And so this is a practice that I like to do when I'm burning through or need to really process through very strong fears that are in me. And so the way I do it is I'm going to write down, I burn the fear, let's say, of a fear that I have of posting consistently on Instagram. And I am going to transform it or transmute it into an energy. So you're going to burn the fear. So I burn the fear, and then you write your fear down, and then you're going to write the transformation. I'm going to transform it into, and then after you do that, you can write all of your fears down on a piece of paper, and then the transformations as well, and then burn that whole piece of paper, or you can do it strip by strip. And so what you'll need is just like a candle. Make sure you have a bowl to put the burning paper in, or like a fire pit or something. And yeah, just burn the fears away and transform them into something new. And after you've done that, after you've burned the fears away, write down your intentions for manifestation. Because you've burned your fears away, you've transformed them into new intentions, and now I want you to write the things that you want to manifest into your life and hold them dearly with you, because that you don't want to burn right now. So yay, thank you so much for joining me on day 7. I will see you all tomorrow for day 8. And if you do the burning ceremony, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your experience of this new moon burning your fears away. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you all tomorrow.